The freak-off parties were just the tip of the iceberg. Turns out it gets way deeper. As it turns out, this singer escaped Diddy's freak-off party at 16 years old. When she was just 16 years old in the late 1990s, a singer and journalist has claimed that Sean Combs followed her when she attempted to flee one of his notorious freak-off parties. Under the stage name Good Friday, the musician alleges that the mogul known as Diddy hosted a hotel party in Toronto where young women were enticed with free food, drinks, candies, and consumables. Friday said that people were hooking up in chairs and in shadowy areas, and Diddy picked certain partygoers to go to another VIP freak-off in a neighboring suite. She claims that when she attempted to leave the hotel floor following the loss of her buddy, Diddy's overly protective security guard mistreated her after she feared that she would be used. I went to go out of the main door, and the security guard stopped me. He stood in front of the main door and he grabbed my shoulders and he's like, "You're not going anywhere," Friday told the US Sun. I wanted to leave the party to find my friend, and because I felt very uncomfortable with all these old men trying to touch me and get me to do things with them. I almost had a bad time when I saw Diddy coming from the freak-off room. Obviously his security told him, and I ran to press the elevator button, hoping it would come so I wouldn't have to run down 20+ flights of emergency exit stairs. He was kind of running towards me. This look on his face really terrified me. It's hard to explain, but I'm sure many others can explain that look of like I was in trouble for leaving. It was just horrible. I was just praying that the elevator would come and I didn't have to talk to him. The singer says she was confused by the incident and wants justice for his claimed victims following his recent arrest in an exclusive interview with the US Sun. Diddy, who has entered a not guilty plea, is accused in a federal indictment of planning day-long parties and enticing his guests to attend. Reminiscent of her initial encounter with Diddy, Friday recalled that in July 1999, she and a friend attended an autograph signing at an HMV record store to commemorate the release of his second studio album, Forever. She says the friend and she were in a girl group at the time and they sang for Diddy when he arrived late, and then he invited them to his after party at a 5-star hotel. After we sang, he made his move. He was hitting on me, commenting on my beautiful eyes and complexion, she said. He whispered to a security guard and then invited my friend and I back to his hotel, where he stated he was having a big party and other artists would be there. I told him we were only 16. He said, "Oh, it's okay, I don't check IDs at my parties." In Toronto, the age of consent was 16 and is still 16 to this day, although the legal drinking age was 19. Friday acknowledges that she was a little uncomfortable with him because of his off energy and wasn't sure if she would go, but a friend persuaded her that it would be an excellent chance to network. His security guard gave us the details, what hotel to go to, and to wait in the lobby for them to arrive if we got there before they did. She continued, "We got to the hotel and waited about 5 or so minutes with about 4 other girls, and then he arrived. There were paps outside the hotel and some fans. My friend and I were gathered by one of the security guards as Diddy was quickly ushered into an elevator. The security guard advised us of the rules and specifically said we can't use our phones in any of the party rooms if we have them. Smartphones with cameras were not invented yet, or social media. I had an old Sony Ericsson on prepaid minutes, and that had run out of charge at the signing. The no phone situation was another red flag for me, and I began getting nervous." She claims that after security also convinced her to go, she ultimately consented. The girls were then led upstairs and informed that there were numerous suites and 2 different parties, one of which Diddy himself would personally invite them to later that evening. Security took us all to the first room door. It was kind of loud and fairly dim upon entering. It also smelled sweet from a collection of women's perfume. The other girls went to work the room. They were hired models. All of this before the era of IG models, smartphones, or any social media. MySpace wasn't even invented. As it wasn't her first industry party, Friday wasn't astonished when she said there was a lot of stuff going on already in the main party area. However, she claims that she became uneasy because there were more men than women at the celebration. She said her parents thought she was safe with her buddy, even though they were aware of her frequent attendance at late night filming and project filming as she attempted to break break into the profession. There were finger foods, candy, consumables, and drinks, none of which I touched in case there was something in them. I immediately felt like a piece of meat and very uncomfortable. Puffy was nowhere to be found, men swarmed us offering us money, record deals, etc. I declined all the offers and tried to be around more women. I lost my friend but found Puffy. I asked him about her if he knew where she went and he told me I need to ditch her. He walked away and I went to search for her in the various connecting rooms and one door was locked. I tried to open it and a security guard immediately came in to ask what I was doing and informed me that I wasn't allowed to go in that room until I was invited by Puffy to the other party. That's what the security called freak-offs, the other party. According to what Friday had heard, the party was elevated with additional activities and consumables, matching other people's comments of Diddy's freak-off parties. According to her, the celebrity was also in town for another event, a yacht party, and for the Toronto Caribbean Carnival, which is also known as Caribana. The cover of a local magazine and promotional photos of Diddy at the 1999 event following the hotel party Friday attended have been seen by the US Sun. Most of his staff were doing their jobs, some a little too well, she said. One security guard in particular kept trying to get me to drink, was hitting on me, and following me around the party. He's the one who caught me trying to open the freak-off door. He said, "You're not allowed to go in there. You didn't get invited yet. You have to wait for Puffy to ask you to come." And I'm like, why? And then he's like, it's another party, the other party. He's like, when you go, you'll find out. I cannot talk about it. I wanted to get out of there as fast as possible, but I couldn't find my friend. I wanted to go look for her after seeing I couldn't call her because my phone was out of charge. I didn't know if she was okay, if she went home, if she left me a voicemail. At that point, she alleged the security guard stopped her, barred the entrance, held her shoulders, and informed her she was not allowed to leave. And I'm like, yes I am. You're letting me go, and I'm going to go out so I can find my friend. He's like, no, you're gonna wait here until Puffy comes back and then you'll be invited to the party. I think he thought I wanted to be invited to the party and that's why he wasn't letting me go. I didn't want to go to the party, I just wanted to get out. I began to yell, telling him I wanted to leave the party. It sucked. The men were gross and ugly, and if he didn't stop holding me, move out of my way and let me go, I was going to tell my dad. That's when I pulled out my phone. He didn't know it was out of charge, but he moved out of the way. She told the entourage she was only 16 and that her father was calling and that it was past her curfew. She also claimed that Diddy looked angry as he hurried towards her down the hallway. I flashed my out-of-charge phone in his face and the elevator opened at the perfect time, with the hotel manager and hotel security in it, she said. I ran into the elevator, but the hotel security held it open until the manager asked him to lower down the music. Other guests were complaining. I was in the very back corner of the elevator, out of Diddy's sight. Once the elevator door closed, the manager asked me if I was okay. I was in shock and couldn't speak at the moment. When we got to the lobby, I told him I lost my friend, my phone ran out of battery, and asked him to use the front desk phone to call my messages in case my friend left a message. Friday declared that it was the last and only Diddy party she would ever attend, and she never felt the same at other VIP events she went to over the years that were thrown by other rappers. She claims she never discussed her experience with her parents or anybody else, but her buddy never revealed all that transpired when she stayed late at the party. When Diddy traveled to Toronto in 1999, it was thought that he was already in a relationship with Jennifer Lopez, whom he had met on the set of her April 1999 music video, If You Had My Love. Friday attested that she had not seen Jennifer and that no one at the party had mentioned her. When asked how she was doing following Diddy's arrest recently for raids on his properties, Friday said, elated. I, like many others, knew this was coming, she said. Finally, so many people were going to get justice for the horrors they lived through at his behest. What do you guys think about this? Is this gonna make Diddy's life even harder? Do you think the story checks out? Let us know in the comments, and we hope you have a great day. Peace.